Grinders, it's your boy Pokerstars back on the grind. Welcome back, guys. I have some big news for you today. We played some more tournaments last night and we won a tournament. So I want to do a quick recap and then we're going to show you the bankroll. But here's the quick payouts, okay? So it's called the Brawl. It's a $100 tournament. It's a nightly tournament on Pokerstars here in Ontario. We already had $456 locked up. Sorry, it's a little blurry there, but we had $456 locked up in bounties. We get about $800 for winning it, $789, and we're heads up. So in this heads up battle, what you're playing for is you're playing for the bounties here, because first and second we're pretty much paying the exact same within 10 cents. So if you pause there, or my bounty's $253 and his is $206, so it's pretty much a heads up match for, I think, $450 around there. So it would just be a quick little thing. Once again, these tournaments are always late at night for me. I don't remember exactly how this played out, but we had a massive chip lead. We ran pretty hot on the final table. I had a lot of KOs. As you can see, our knockouts were already pretty high here. Like I keep saying, guys, I'm planning to play a lot of spins. I have been picking up my spin volume, but I'm still playing a couple tournaments, usually a night, with spins on the side. So spins have been going up and down, but it is going better. Battling, I've been doing better at the 20s, 5s, and 50s, but not the best at the 100s, and then it kind of erases your results, right? But our buy-ins are getting right up there. A lot of nights are, you know, $3,000, $4,000 in buy-ins, so it adds up quick. So we'll keep getting chest rewards. Here, let's make this a little bigger. I remember, I think I was playing pretty good in here. I was a little passive at times, but then I played a lot of pots in position just because how big of a chip lead we had. But I think there was a couple key hands. But basically, we've talked about this concept a lot lately. Final tables, when you have a chip lead, I just kept raising tons and tons of hands, and it really just compounds your chip lead. So it's a big advantage to have a lot of chips on a final table, and if you just use them as leverage, you can just keep gaining a chip lead. Yeah, here I don't feel like watching too much of this, but I did want to show you guys kind of the highlights. And like, this doesn't mean I'm winning tournaments nightly, guys. This is like a highlight reel, right? I have tons of nights I'm not winning tournaments. I've just over break even right now on the Ontario client for these tournaments. I think I'm with this win up around 2,000. I was up more, and then my buy-ins at the $100, $200, $300. There, you know, you fire a whole bunch of tournaments, it adds up quick, right? So I do think. We haven't ran the best. We could be up a lot more, but this isn't like we're totally crushing these. I have won maybe 5 tournaments now. You know, we've only played them for a couple weeks, but they're small player pools. It's not like winning on the global site when you have 500, you know, 1,000 players. Most of these tournaments have 100 to 200 players, if that, right? And a lot of times it's 60 to 80 people. So you're going to be making tons of final tables. There's pros and cons to that. You're not going to win as much when you do win, but you're going to win more often, right? So you're going to make more final tables, more caches, but they're just going to be smaller and smaller amounts. So I'm playing it just because it's a tournament series, so the prize pools are a little bigger. They attract new players. I think we have another week of this, and then the series will end. I'm sure there'll be more series and stuff like that will draw our attention, but for the most part, we're just going to go right back to spins. And like I said, I've already been picking up the volume on the spin and go action. There's been some new players that I've been playing. A couple of players that actually got a little harder than it first was when it first started. I think some newer players have came that know what they're doing, but I'm still confident that we're going to do pretty well in the spin and go format here. Let's speed this up towards the end here, see what happens. So still have a very commanding lead. I do remember we lost the flip that he ended up doubling up at one point. I don't know if it's already happened. We had pocket tens and I forget what he had, maybe king queen or something, just a standard spot. But then I started just chipping him back down again. I'm having a little espresso here. Pretty much just doing this video to give you guys a bankroll update. Oh, here was the all-in here. So this is all-in pre. Oh, we actually had him crushed. I thought it was more of a flip than that. I didn't know it was that dominating. Yeah, pocket tens for the win here. That's a pretty It's not a horrible jam, not one that I'd want to do for that much, but it's not horrible. I was, like always, I was very aggressive this final table, so pretty sure this guy was thinking I might call wider than he might not have thought I would adjust at heads up. But bounty tournaments, you're calling wide to go after those bounties, right? Now, one thing I did do when we got down to 3 people, the third place person had like 8 big blinds, and this guy had 40. And the guy who was really low, his bounty was only $25. So I actually purposely kept him in the tournament, knowing I did not care about his bounty. It was $25, and it was advantageous to keep him in, knowing that this guy here couldn't go against me. So anytime I was right here, and anytime I could take him out, I wasn't raising him until I could chip this guy down a little bit. So every time I wasn't heads up, I was raising, and every time I was heads up against them. Anyways, it was just like a little thing I was doing. Now, if it was a bigger bounty, I would have kicked the guy out or went after it. But because his bounty was worth nothing, this guy's stack was higher than I wanted to go heads up against. If you can have a bigger chip lead, why not do that? So my strategy worked. I ended up chipping him down. So let's see how this ended here. Ends in a minute. We can watch the last minute and a half here because I really don't remember. I was really mixing up betting sizes. As you can see in my tag here, some people watch my channel. This guy wasn't an experienced player, so I was doing a lot of random things, and I was actually kind of using it as a bit of a like a practice tool, seeing what he was adjusting with, and I was trying a whole bunch of different bet sizing, and I think he thought I was doing it based on my hand strength, but it literally had nothing to do with my hand strengths. I would a lot of times decide my bet size before it was even my action. So sometimes what I do, if you guys want to learn a little trick here, how to be like kind of balanced and random, what I do is I use the right hand side. You can use whatever. So see how this right side's a color? Sometimes it's going to be dark because I use color cards. So if I'm doing a random thing, so let's say this board here, sometimes I check it, sometimes I bet. I do something that if my right card's a certain color, then for spots that I want to do something random, if it's a color card and I want to sometimes check, sometimes bet, I just have a system that based on what card I have on the right hand side will change how random I am. And sometimes I do that for bet sizing. So if I have a dark card on the right, sometimes I'll bet low. Here's the win, guys. We won first place here. So it was a $100 buy-in, $789 for the win. But the big thing was the bounties. We got $1,375 for the bounties. So just over $2,000 for that win there. So I knew we were eventually going to spike one here. We were running pretty bad on certain spots. So the bankroll, we passed $30,000, guys. We're at $30,385. If you didn't know, we're doing a challenge, 25,000 to 100,000 this year. So we started January 1st with 25, and we're maybe about 3 weeks into the year. So we're at a pretty decent pace. We got another 5,000 coins there. We're gonna get some spin and go tickets. There's 2. Love it. So 4 $50 spin and go tickets, some more coins. We're getting close to, once this hits 100,000, that is equivalent to $1,000 in your account. You can add $1,000. So we might do that second it gets to 1,000. I might keep building it up. I haven't really decided. I was going to wait till we get to $1 million to get 10,000 in our account. The problem is they're only giving 5,000 at a time, and that's going to take a long time to get to 1 million. So I might get the cash soon, but we can decide that. So it's just a very, very small update for you guys. I can see, you know what, the hundreds are going. Let's see if I can play 100 for you guys. I don't know if it's going to load. If I can get a 50 or 100, we'll try it. Lately I've done some smaller spins for you guys, so maybe we can try to just do one spin and call it a video. And then I want to at least, today's the January 19th, hopefully do another update to give you a monthly total here, what we made in our first month. So I'll open up a couple games now that we decided to do this, and we'll do the 25s. We'll just see where we can get. Usually the 25s go first, and then I'll keep these other 2 open. If we can have a small little session, I'll do that. I actually wouldn't mind looking while I have you here. Just I might play a tournament tonight. So here's the $1,000 buy-in. So this is the same one. I might play this later tonight. This will be juicy. Starts in an hour. So the problem is these 3-hour late registrations. It gets to be such a late in the night for me. But I've only been playing usually like 1 or 2 a night if they're juicy. So this $100 one, this $200 one, these would probably be the 2 only that I'd play. And I might do those tonight. Yeah, so we got a game going. Let's play a game here. What I'll do is I'm going to close the 50, and if 100 gets going before this game's over, we'll play it. If it doesn't, we'll do it another time. So I've played this guy millions of times. This guy I don't recognize. Yeah, so I just want to stress on this channel, most of this is a highlight reel, guys. When I'm just showing you like tournaments, there's many tournaments where I lose very, very fast. I rifle tons of buy-ins, tons of bullets. Most of the times, because this isn't like a Twitch channel, I'm grinding all day. I'm trying to give you guys just kind of like little recaps of how the week's been going, little spots. If I bank a big spin and go, a tournament score, I'm kind of just giving you recaps of how my bankroll is fluctuating. I had a question today of my bankroll management for this challenge. Because my bankroll is so high for the limits I have access to, I don't really even consider it a bankroll management problem. On average for spin and goes, a lot of people recommend 200 buy-ins or more. So if I'm playing $100,000, sorry, if I'm playing the $100 spins, I need 20,000 in my account. As you guys can see, we're north of that. So I'm not even really considering my, now if we went on a massive downswing and my account got below 20,000, then you know, maybe we'd reconsider that. But my main thing is I know I'm not buying into those $1,000 and $2,000 tournaments. I was close to buying into a $500 one, and it's not the money, it was based on the players that were in it. So I look at the lobbies, there's some players now that I do respect. We're going to do a blocker bet here. Could have a jack here, but often a jack will raise with boards like this. So with the diamond here, I'm actually going to check call. The thing that sucks is I block 10 queen. There is some nines, but the nines do check, so that's good. If he bets, it leans on he's going to have us more beat because we 3-bet him and stuff like that. He did have ace-9, so I think we played that okay. It would have been a hard spot if he just would have jammed there. Actually going to call only because how deep we are. If we were a little shallower, I would not be calling that. It probably still isn't a call, but just in position and suited plays so well. If it wasn't suited, I wouldn't be calling there. I've explained this before. I tend to overfold 3-bets on a spin and go in a tournament, totally different. But just on my thousands and thousands of games I've played at these stakes, people don't 3-bet enough in certain spots. So I tend to underfold. Now, if I've played with them tons of history, then it changes that. I'm going to start with the lead out here. And then I could check back a lot of turns, and then if I hit it, I can build it up. When I have been playing spins, a lot of times we're playing 6 to 7 tables at a time. Okay, so we have, oh, I didn't close the 50, I guess. Maybe I closed the 100. Yeah, this is the 50. All right, so we got a 50 and 100, and this is the same guy here. If he checks this turn here, I might go for a steal on this river. No, we'll get out of there. Yeah, so my tournament buy-ins based on, there's a cap on how much I want to spend, and then it depends on how big the tournament is, and then if I'm getting out of my comfort zone, it's based on the players that are playing. I've watched the higher stakes a little bit now. I've tagged some players, I've played some people, so there is some people that I know I don't have a skill advantage of. They're definitely better than me. So if I see, like, if it's a very, very small pool, and it's all sharks, and there's like 15 players, and it's higher buyer than me, and it's players that I don't have an edge about, it's just like I'm donating the money, right? Obviously I can get lucky, but I'd be a losing player overall in that game. Now with 2 pair, I'm going to check call. He does have some flushes and stuff like that. We're probably good here, but I'll take a passive line. Give him a chance to bluff it if he missed the 4-card flush. We'll call it here. If he has us, he has us. There's that bluff. So if we would have bet, I don't know if we would have got rewarded. But he took a stab at it. There's certain plays that I don't know if enough players are doing, especially the lower stake players. Just because you think you're good does not mean you have to bet it. Even, especially these deep in these tournaments, there's spots where I'm pretty confident I'm good, but if I bet and they call, then I'm probably behind. So even though it looks like a really soft line, there's just times the risk reward isn't really worth it. So I'll a lot of times pretty much know I'm good, but I'll still check it just in case you're wrong, right? And then you're giving that person that chance to, here's the dream over here, pocket aces. Against ace queen. I've been telling you guys, my aces and kings have been getting destroyed. Okay, with this player here, guys, I'm actually not going to slow play. I want to really get his whole stack here to double us up. He's so aggressive and he's been bluffing. We want to give him a chance to try to stack us there. I probably raised just a tad high. So we won the $50 one. But I was really trying to adjust that. Against other players, I would just call here. But the way this guy's been playing, and I have a tag and some history, I decided that I wanted to really get max value of trying to get doubled up there, having the flush. So we'll wrap up this game. Like I said, I know a lot of you guys watch me just for spin and goes, but with my schedule this time of the year and these tournament series, if there's value, you know, we are trying to make money. And also the big reason was last night spin and goes were actually completely dead. The 25s and under were going, but I had 50s and 100s open, and early in the night around 6-7 o'clock around this time is actually when they were going off, but late at night they weren't. So then it was more reason to jump into a tournament. Okay, maybe I should pay attention here. Let's start with the fold. We have not had a big spin in a long time. I'm talking, we had two 10x's, which is fair big, but even that in about 5,000 plus games, I'm estimating that we had two 10x's, and then it's been comfortably 10-15,000 or something before we've seen a 25x or anything like that. So hopefully the future is bright. You can't control stuff like that, but us spin and go players know after a long enough sample size, you always feel like you're due. And I have been putting in volume. Most of you guys would know these black chests are not easy to get. You know, to get a couple a week. You know, you could do the math here, and I should do it, and you guys you wouldn't believe how much you got to spend for tournament buy-ins to get that, especially if you're just playing spins here. It's a lot of games. This type of player really thought he was going to bet that board, the flop, but he didn't. My last couple years, I do love my espressos. Okay, I'll go for a call, check. If he bets this board, I might even raise him. He's thinking about it. There we go. Yeah, I really like the way I'm playing on final tables, though. I know I haven't showed too much of the longer videos. A lot of the recaps I just don't really... I should actually even bet even smaller. I could have, but maybe one time we'll have to do like a whole video on a final table. an interesting card. If he checked that, it would have been pretty interesting because a lot of boards that hit there don't check. So with all those straights and flushes, you can maybe put on pressure. I am going to jam here. King Queen does do good by seeing a flop, but so it's this kind of example when I do a video, it kind of slows down volume. So if I was grinding right now, there's zero chance I'd be playing one game at a time, and such like a long, slow game like this. So that's why a lot of times I'll do lack of videos, and especially if I'm on like a small downswing. I'm so competitive that if you only have like 2 hours to grind, you're not going to want to spend time to take a video. Like your brain just wants to put in the work and start plugging at that, right? Okay, we're getting very close to just going all in here soon. I'm going to go for just a small ISO. We will call it off. I'm going to check this one. We're probably really good now, but check one more. Just was giving him a chance to try to stab at it. Queen high should be good enough. Really don't know why I bet, really. Am I trying to get a 10 to call? I don't know what betting would do. Maybe if he thinks his 9's good for some reason. Well, I guess you could think it could be a chop. Here we go. If he raises. No, I'm going to just go for an ISO again. Too strong just to ship it. Here we go. Alright, we got him crushed. Can we hold? Okay, guys, we go 2 for 2. So, the bankroll, guys. Let's do a quick update, and then I'll let you guys have your evenings here. 30,535. I'm ending the video with that, guys. And I'll keep you guys posted, but we are on a good pace for the bankroll challenge. Smash the like button, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!